Welcome back for a new product preview. Beside me, we've got a Jaguar XF RS, factory fitted with the AJ133 5-litre V8 that's supercharged. It comes with a TVS1900 from factory, and we're excited to share our TVS2300 upgrade. Let's firstly consider the background on the brand. Jaguar's been around for over 100 years building luxury cars in Britain. And like many car companies, ownership has changed several times throughout that journey. It was familiar brand Ford that bought Jag in 1990, and later in 1998 they acquired Aston Martin and followed this up in 2000 with the purchase of another British icon in Land Rover. Ford pumped a lot of funds into the Jaguar Land Rover venture, and when Ford began to struggle themselves around the time of the GFC, they sold to India's Tata Motors, who remain the current owner. Now let's look at the AJ family of V8 engines. These were designed by Jag and introduced in 1997 with production from Ford's Bridgend plant in South Wales up until its closure in 2020, some 12 years after Ford sold JLR. A flagship performance engine for JLR, the AJ133 can be found in many performance models, such as the XF RS, like our test car, the XJ Supercharged, the XK RS, the F-Type R, Range Rover Sport, Range Rover Vogue, Range Rover Velar, and the new model Land Rover Defender. The AJ133 Supercharged engine is a third generation 5-litre V8 with a factory Eaton TVS1900 Supercharger that was first introduced 14 years ago in 2009. This also just happens to be the year that Ford Australia launched the Miami Engine program in Australia, a 5-litre V8 all-new factory supercharged program for Ford performance vehicles featuring a Harrop supplied TVS1900 Supercharger. Now, while the basic configurations are the same and appear to share Ford Motor Company castings with multiple FOMOCO logos found on the Jag components, it's clear that the Jag design is packaged very differently. The AJ Supercharger manifold's a 3-piece design that utilises integrated intercoolers that share the fluid with the primary engine coolant circuit, and the bypass is electronically controlled. Our engineering team brief was to develop a direct replacement TVS2300 Supercharger that integrates and retains all of the ancillaries of the factory 1900. Our goal was to provide a direct replacement for the aftermarket with the ability to retain the factory calibration while also giving a performance upgrade pathway for enthusiasts through our tuning partners. Along with the obvious upgrade in displacement as a TVS2300, which is 2.3 litres of air per revolution, the intake features an optimised air path and a bolt-on pulley hub. We also supply a solid drive coupling to address the known failures with the factory torsional spring coupling. As always, we went and ran this XF RS up on the dyno to get a baseline level of performance and data. With the factory 1900 and 65mm pulley, peak boost was measured at 9 psi with power at 530 horsepower and 480 foot-pounds of torque on our mainline Pro Hub dyno. We did learn on this project the AJ V8 is often described as fiddly, and it is pretty much a full day to complete the switch from the 1900 to our Harrop 2300 assembly. Given the objective to retain the factory calibration on this car, we upsized the bolt-on supercharger pulley to 80mm on the 2300 to align with the 9 to 10 psi peak boost of the factory 1900. Running it up repeatedly on the dyno, the numbers closely match the factory 1900 with no engine control faults recorded. The real performance potential of the 2300 will ultimately be realised with the introduction of more boosted air, more fueling capacity and thorough recalibration. We are excited to share that our partners at Velocity AP in Canada, who are performance leaders in JLR platforms, are already at work with prototype hardware, engineering and developing high output packages featuring our TVS2300 for the AJ133. While we don't have numbers to share today, the gains will be substantial, and we're confident they'll be not unlike similar displacement modern V8 engine platforms we already support with our leading supercharger technology. So for those that have a Jaguar, Land Rover or Range Rover with the factory supercharged AJ133, you can learn more about our new TVS2300 at harrop.com.au. Thanks for watching, catch you next time.